What's up, family? What is up? What it is? What it do? Hello, hello. Hey, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey. Hello, hello. Hey, hello, hello. Let me get y'all in the building. Tap in with your girl right now. Let me get off of that. Tap in with your girl right now. Let me share the video myself. When you come in, say what's up, like and share the video. We got to talk about how to reinvigorate your relationships, how to give them life, honey. We got to talk about how to give your relationships life. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But y'all know I'm here for the women. I'm here for the women. So, brothers, y'all all right? Y'all all right? I'm glad to know y'all all right. I'm glad to know that my brothers are in here first. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for that. Let's get the girls, the ladies, the spiritual women in here because y'all know I be having to talk to them specifically. So go ahead and share the video, like the video, do all of that good stuff. Why am I struggling to share the video? Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. The more people that know that I am here, the better. The more people that know that I am here, the better. And you know what? We have to have a conversation about reinvigorating our relationships and how we actually do that. And I want to support my sisters in doing that because when I support my sisters in doing that, then she is better for you brothers. She's better for herself, and because she is better for herself, she is better for you, my brothers. Okay. Before I hop all the way into it, into the work, have y'all heard the song "Nobody" by Nas and Lauryn Hill? Have y'all heard that song yet? Let me know in the chat if y'all heard that song. Peace, Iman. Love you, sis. Have y'all heard the song "Nobody"? Have y'all heard the song "Nobody" by Nas and Lauryn Hill? Y'all let me know. And y'all let me know what's happening with my with the camera. That's kind of trippy. All right, there we go. Y'all let me know if y'all heard the song. Yep, you heard it? Oh my God, y'all. Lauryn Hill's verse in that song is so, like I had it on repeat today. So if you have not heard Lauryn Hill's verse in the song Nobody with her and Nas, I am telling you right now, when we get off of here, y'all need to go and check that song out. Y'all need to go and check that song out. It's powerful. It's amazing. Again, when you come in, like and share the video because I had a homegirl, I had my sis, had Thor. She messaged me yesterday or a couple of days ago, and she said that she was not receiving the notification when I was going live. And that just ain't cool. That just ain't cool. So y'all help out by going ahead and liking and sharing the video so that the people who need to hear this content will hear it. Okay. Make sure y'all go hear Nobody by Nas and Lauryn Hill. She just goes off. Sis starts off by saying, all my time is spent focused on my freedom now. What? Why would I join them when I know that I can beat them now? Sis just starts off going hard. So if y'all have not heard that, I'm challenging you to go and look at it. All right, y'all. So what we talking about today? We are talking today about how to reinvigorate y'all's relationships. Let me know in the chat if you can see my screen. You should be able to see a screen that says Reinvigorating Relationships by Desiree B. Ray Wise. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something like that so that I know that you can see it. Because you're about to get this work. You are about to get this work, women and men. I do it for my spiritual sisters. I do it for my spiritual women. But anybody can get it. Anybody can learn and grow from this content. All right. Reinvigorating relationships. How do we do it? Thank you for the confirmation, Iman. Appreciate you, sis. So here's a Sacred Sister Circle scribe, right? Something that I want my sacred sisters to know. Reinvigorating my relationships. It's a quote. You're saying it for yourself. Reinvigorating my relationships allows me to be safe, sensitive, and secure. Reinvigorating my relationships allows me to be safe, sensitive, and secure. How many of y'all know that when you give life to your relationships, and I'm going to tell you how to do that, when you give life to your relationships, this allows you to feel safe within those relationships. This allows you to be sensitive, meaning you can feel the way that you feel. You can tune into the shifts in the energy because you've reinvigorated the relationship. You understand the dynamics of the relationship. So now you are free to feel within the relationship. And then lastly, when you reinvigorate your relationships, you are able to be secure. Secure within yourself, secure within your union, secure within your sisterhoods. You're able to be secure. You are unwavering in who you are, what you have going on. Yes, Iman, safe spaces are priceless. But in order to really create that, you have to reinvigorate them, meaning you have to give them life. You have to power your relationships up. You have to bring something into your relationship to manifest safety, security, sensitivity. There are so many spiritual women out there who do not allow themselves to be sensitive because they don't feel safe in that space. It's funny because in Lauryn Hill's verse in Nobody, she says, I'm in the secret place. I keep a sacred space. Oh, I was like, she is just giving me life. I'm in the secret place. I keep a sacred space. Wow, I could go in on that alone. But I want all of my sacred sisters out there to know that reinvigorating your relationships is going to allow you to be safe, sensitive, and secure. Your scribe, meaning your quote, your affirmation can be, reinvigorating my relationships allows me to be safe, sensitive, and secure. Reinvigorating my relationships allows me to be safe, sensitive, and secure. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. Before I jump into that, y'all, the Sacred Sister Circle is coming this month. We are in the month of November. The Sacred Sister Circle is coming now. This month, the Sacred Sister Circle is launching. If you're wondering what the Sacred Sister Circle is, let me tell you a little bit about it. The Sacred Sister Circle is a year-long membership for spiritual women like you to heal, to connect, and to serve. We are going to do this by renewing our spirit. If you did not see my video that I did on Monday called Renewing the Spirit, what spiritual women need now, I'm telling you, you need to go back and look at that video. If you have not been feeling like yourself, if you've been feeling disconnected, if you've been confused, it's time for you to renew your spirit. And the Sacred Sister Circle is creating a safe space for you to do that. What we're also going to do in the Sacred Sister Circle is reinvigorate your relationships. Most importantly, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with other women, your relationship with your partners, with your potential partners, with your family. We are going to go in the Sacred Sister Circle. And then lastly, the Sacred Sister Circle is a sacred space for spiritual women to rediscover their purpose. You already know your purpose. Like, you are born here with a purpose. Your life experiences has just clouded your perception of yourself, and therefore you don't know what the hell it is you're supposed to be doing. But this is why we have the Sacred Sister Circle, because in that space, y'all, it's not about me. Hell, I want to learn from y'all. Hence my sister Iman, right? Iman, in the Sacred Sister Circle, I'm going to want you to talk to the women about femininity, about birth, about being a mother, about what that looks like. I want you to show up in your purpose to serve, to give to the ladies in that community. Sierra, Medicine of Dreams, in the Sacred Sister Circle, I am literally going to create a space, a day, a time where you would come in and you would lead us for a session that week, and you would tell the family about how to interpret their dreams, what do dreams mean, and all of that good stuff. Like, it's not just about me getting on here and talking. It's literally about us healing together, connecting with one another, and being of service to one another. Doing this spiritual work and talking to spiritual women as much as I do, as much as I have, I realize that spiritual women need healing, spiritual women need to connect, and they need to discover their purpose. They need to live a life of purpose. These are things that spiritual women need in order to live a fulfilled life. And so the Sacred Sister Circle is going to be providing that for you. So November 15th, mark your calendars. November 15th, you are going to be able to enroll in the Sacred Sister Circle. Why do you need to enroll November 15th? Let me tell you why. One, because throughout the month of December, I'm going to do one-on-one sessions with every woman who is enrolled in the Sacred Sister Circle. I'm going to do one-on-one sessions with every one of y'all, because I want to know what you need. And so the spiritual practices, the rituals, the work that we do, the topics that we discuss are all going to be things that I've gathered from the conversations that I've had with every woman. Okay? November 15th, again, it's important to enroll then, because you're going to have access to content for the month of December, even though the Sacred Sister Circle doesn't officially launch. Like, we're going to start our weekly meetings in January. First week of January is when we start our weekly sessions. All of my spiritual women, all of y'all who are here, all of y'all ladies who are here that are in the chat, when you join the Sacred Sister Circle, once a week, every month, right? Once a week, we are going to meet in a private group, and we're going to talk spirituality. We're going to talk healing. We're going to talk relationships. We're going to talk rituals. We're going to just do the work together. So when you enroll now, you're going to have all your rituals and your spiritual practices laid out for the month of December, so that when we go into January, you already have a feel of what's going on. Yes. Yes, Sierra. Absolutely. A tribe of teachers and healers. I'm so freaking excited. Like, I learn from y'all. Like Iman, Sierra, and I can't wait to learn from the rest of y'all who are in here. Let me say what's up to y'all before I keep going. Mad Titan, Xavier, my love, spiritual bestie. What's up, spiritual bestie? I done said hey to Iman, Sierra, Medicine of Dreams. Desiree, Goddess Sapphire. Goddess Supreme, what's up? Natasha Jim, what's up? So all of y'all are women who, throughout the Sacred Sister Circle, I cannot wait to get to know, to learn, and to let you just show us what you got. All right, but let's get into the topic, right? November 15th, that's when enrollment starts. What spiritual women want and need from relationships? This is what I realized that the spiritual women in this community are looking for. One, they want to be heard. And when I say heard, I don't mean like they want somebody to listen to them complaining. No, they want someone to have a sacred ear. They want someone, and they need someone to be able to hear beyond their physical words and hear into their spirit. How many of y'all spiritual women are seeking to be heard on a deep spiritual level, beyond what you say with your physical with the words that you speak, it's not the words that you speak. Can you feel my spirit? Do you have a sacred ear? This what spiritual women be wanting. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so freaking grateful to be able to create a space where spiritual women are heard beyond the physical, beyond the word that they use, beyond word choice. Can you read into what they are saying on a deep spiritual level? This is what spiritual women are wanting in their relationships. All my brothers who are in here, you need to be able to hear the spirit behind what they are saying, behind what your spiritual woman is communicating. But in order for you to do that, you have to be tuned into your spirit. I love it. Spiritual women want to be heard sacredly. Spiritual women in their relationships want to be seen. And when I'm talking about seen, I'm not talking about seen for their beauty, even though their beauty is captivating. Like I know some beautiful women. I speak to beautiful women day in and day out. Like there's so many times I have a coaching session. I'm like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. But it is beyond their physical features that I'm seeing. I'm seeing their divine light. I'm seeing their spirits. I'm seeing their auras. I'm seeing their power. And I'm seeing them beyond their trauma. Spiritual women want to be seen beyond the shit that they've been through. They want to be seen for their strength, for their will, for their desire to keep going. They want to be seen. They want you to see their divine light. They want you to see who they truly are. This is what spiritual women need in relationships. I'm going to tell you ladies how to do it. Okay? Third, spiritual women want to be appreciated. They want you to appreciate their energy, their essence. I see you. I see you, I feel you, I hear you. And because I can hear you spiritually, because I can see your divine light, I can appreciate your overall energy. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate what you're coming with. And that's why the Sacred Sister Circle is such a powerful thing for us spiritual women, because we literally get to empower each other in these ways. We get to hear each other out. We get to truly see each other. We get to appreciate each other for what we bring. Spiritual women want to be valued, spiritually valued, meaning they are valued for who they are and not for what they do. Come on, spirit. Spiritual women want to feel valued. Not for anything physical that they can do. Even though, yes, in the Sacred Sister Circle, we're going to have opportunities for Sierra to talk to us about dreams and possibly get a client based off of another woman in the Sacred Sister Circle who needs help interpreting her dreams. And she's valued for that. She's appreciated for that. Yes, Iman, the love doula. She may meet a woman in the Sacred Sister Circle who is pregnant, like me, who's pregnant or who wants to become a doula, and Iman can give her guidance on how to do that, how to go through the labor and birth and delivery process. She can give her value in that way, but Iman is not valued just for being able to do that. She's valued for her spirit, for her essence, and for her simply being. Spiritual women want to be understood. They want to know that the way that they're thinking, the way that they're feeling is not like absurd. How many of y'all know that there's so many spiritual women who feel misunderstood? They feel like, damn, nobody gets me. Nobody understands me. Okay? In the Sacred Sister Circle, we're going to address all of those things. And I'm going to tell you how. And what I'm giving you right now is things that you need to start applying right now. Don't wait for the Sacred Sister Circle to open up. You start, come on, hello. You start applying these things right now. And then when we get into the Sacred Sister Circle, you are going to have the support, the reflection. That's it. You're going to have the reflection of how to continuously live that out. You're not going to be a one-hitter quitter. See, when you don't have accountability, it's so easy to backtrack into old ways of thinking, being, and feeling. So you don't feel heard, you don't feel seen, you're not appreciated, you feel undervalued, you feel misunderstood. But when you have an accountability partner, when you have some sisters that are like, nah, sis, the story that you're telling yourself, it's a lie. This story that you keep telling yourself is not true. You are heard. We hear you here. You are seen. We see your divine light here. You are appreciated. We understand your energy. Really, computer? Okay. You are valued for being here right now, for your essence, and you are understood. Okay. Let's get into some important stuff. So one thing you need to know, the most important relationship you will ever have is the relationship you have with yourself. Here are some of the limiting things that we do to ourselves that stops us from having relationships that are really lively, that are really powerful. 1, we got self-judgment. 2, self-criticism. 3, self-comparisons. 4, self-sabotage. 1, self-judgment. You judge yourself, meaning you have negative self-talk. You criticize yourself. Criticism and judgment go hand in hand. You compare yourself. You look outside of yourself for answers about you, who you should be, what you should be doing, whether your life is great or whether it is not. You compare yourself to other people. And when you are comparing yourself to other people, you are automatically criticizing yourself and judging yourself. Lastly, we self-sabotage. If you know you have a pattern of doing these things, you need to be in the Sacred Sister Circle. Okay? Why? Because all of these are manifestations of a lack of self-love that stem from beliefs you've developed based off of your relationships with others. Whether that's your relationships with your parents, your siblings, your friends, your partners, etc. You develop these beliefs based off what your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your friend, your boyfriend did or did not tell you. Did they congratulate you? Did they, when you were excited about something, were they excited with you? When you were a child and you looked at your parents, were they looking back at you? Okay. When you were feeling sensitive and you had all of these emotional things going on, did your parents take the time to listen to you and to validate your feelings? For a lot of us, those things did not happen, and therefore we criticize ourselves, judge ourselves, compare ourselves to others, and self-sabotage. We do the opposite of what we say we want. Okay? We do the opposite of what we say we want. All of these are manifestations of unhealthy relationship patterns. So you got to understand that first. So like my sister here says, she's guilty of self-comparison. And listen, Desiree, I get it. It's a real thing. That's why I'm able to talk about it. But you have to ask yourself, which one of my parents was comparing me to my siblings or my cousins? What was my grandma saying when I was at the house? And she'd be like, well, your cousin don't do that. Your sister know how to do that. Your brother, he don't act like that. You know what I mean? So we have those childhood experiences where our parents were saying things like that forced us to compare ourselves and see how we leveled up to another person. Okay? So we got to understand that the most important relationship that you have is the relationship that you have with yourself. Y'all know that. Okay? But here's the key. The relationship that you have with yourself is reflected in your relationships with others now. Okay? The relationships you have with yourself is reflected in your relationship with others right now. So you have to understand, all relationships are mirrors. The people around you are simply reflecting to you what you have going on within. So when you are triggered, it is not the other person's actions, words, behaviors that is triggering you per se. It is something within you that is unresolved, that is unhealed, that connects or that relates or that resonates with the behaviors being presented to you. Okay? That's what this is. And so it's so important to understand that in your relationships, people are just showing you you, which is why the Sacred Sister Circle is so important. Because not only do you get to have an intimate, close relationship with me, but you get to have a close, intimate relationship with other women who have possibly went through what you've been through, overcame what you need to overcome, women who can give you guidance on experiences you may be in right now. You get to see the strength, the beauty, the purpose, the power, the spirit in other women. And now you get to focus on that reflection rather than focusing on what you don't have. What you don't have, who you are not being, what you're not manifesting. And if you find yourself struggling with that, this is why we have a sacred space for you to be able to verbalize that. I'm about to tell you why that's important. I'm about to tell you why that's important right now. Okay? Look at these beautiful Black women. It's just beautiful. This picture right here is just beautiful. Just love it. All right. So how do you reinvigorate your relationship with self to have healthy relationships with others? First things first, value. You have to ask yourself, and I'm writing to you, so as you're reading this, it's okay. Ask yourself, who am I? Or I'm asking you, who are you? What power do you possess internally? Where do you place your self-value? Again, in order for you to reinvigorate your relationship with yourself, meaning give life to yourself, love on yourself, have an appreciation for yourself, for your relationship with yourself to be renewed, to be revitalized, to be reinvigorated, you need to ask yourself, who am I? What powers do I possess internally? Where do I place my self-value? What power do I possess internally, again, is about what you have naturally, instinctively, intuitively, not what you can do with your physical hands. If you continue to place value on things that you can do externally, you're never going to feel fulfilled within you, which means you're never going to feel fulfilled within relationships. Whether it is sisterhood relationships, whether it is partnerships, whether it is with your children, whether it's with your husband, whatever. You have to understand your value comes from within. Something that makes me so valuable to myself, like something that I love about myself and that I value about myself, is my sensitivity. And at first I didn't realize that my sensitivity was something to value, was something to feel grateful for. I didn't realize that because I was taught by my mother that being sensitive and crying and having emotions was something that I should not have. We got too much shit going on to be feeling all of these types of ways. And so my value came from being a star athlete, getting all A's, being a great friend to people. My value came from those things. And then when I got to a certain level in my career, when I got to a certain level in business, when I got to a certain level with doing all the physical shit, I was like, damn, I'm still not feeling myself. I'm still not really appreciating myself. There's something missing. And that was because the value that I had placed on myself was based off of how I can make others look good. Like my mom was so proud. How many of y'all parents, y'all parents probably don't do this. My daddy, y'all, he's so something else. I love my dad. But do y'all know he barely came to basketball games. He barely came to volleyball games. But honey, when them stats came out, they were all over his Facebook page. He was telling everybody about his great daughter all over his Facebook page, but wasn't there in person to support. Like, sir, And that trained a belief in my mind that I was only valuable for what I could do, how I could make the family look good. Okay? So when reinvigorating your relationship with yourself, you have to ask yourself, who am I? Apart from anything that I can do, apart from any job, apart from any role, some of y'all even have to take a step back from the role of mother. Take a step back from the role of sister, from the role of wife, from the role of business owner. These are all just roles that we play. But who are you beyond that? That's delicious. Like that right there, that understanding is so pleasureful. I want y'all to feel that pleasure. I want y'all to feel the pleasure of being valued simply because you exist, because you have breath, because you have life. Take a deep breath in. I want y'all to take a deep breath in right now. Just take a deep breath in and exhale out. You're valuable for that. Think about it. Think about this. When a newborn baby is brought into this world, they are totally dependent on their caregivers, their parents. Totally dependent to eat, to change their diaper, to help them go to sleep, to calm them, to soothe them. A newborn baby is totally reliant on someone else. And we value that newborn baby like nothing else. That newborn baby is everything to us. Though that newborn baby cannot do anything for us in the physical realm. That newborn baby cannot do anything for your grown ass in the physical realm, but that newborn baby has so much value. You will care for that baby like your life depended on it. Okay? That's because value is intrinsic. Value is not something that is applied based off of what a person can do. We've been lied to. You've been valuable. When you came out your mother's womb and you took that first breath, you were valuable. When you implanted into your mother's womb, you were valuable. Okay? The next thing that is going to support you in reinvigorating your relationships is vulnerability. Are you free to be your true self? Do you have the courage to be authentic? Yeah. Vulnerability. So many spiritual women struggle with vulnerability. And again, that vulnerability goes back into being misunderstood. So you feel like if I tell these people how I truly feel, if I say what I really have going on, they're not going to understand. And because they don't understand, they're not going to receive my words in the right way, so on and so forth. So I might as well just keep it to myself. How many of you know that not being vulnerable is what's blocking you from having healthy relationships? Not being open, not being honest, not being authentic is what's actually blocking you from having healthy, loving, amazing, pleasure-filled relationships. And again, this is not just with, I want y'all to know and understand, I'm not just talking about a relationship with a man, I'm talking about your relationship with yourself. Are you honest with yourself? Are you true to yourself? Or are the things you're doing, are the things you're saying, is the life that you're living a life that you're living because somebody told you that was the life to live? Mama told you go to school and get that degree. Daddy said work this job. Friend said, oh girl, he look good, girl, you need to date him. Girl, what? Don't leave that man. He a provider. What? Because all of that stuff is you not being real, you not being vulnerable with yourself. And you investing in the opinions of others. See, when you are afraid to be vulnerable, it is because the opinions, the thoughts, the feelings of others are more important than those of your own. They're more important. And again, all of these manifestations stem from the relationship you had with your parents, past partners, siblings, friends. All of these relationship habits stem from there. Okay? Can you be vulnerable? Can you be true to yourself? Do you have the courage to be authentic? Vulnerability means really telling the truth despite how somebody else may feel or think about it. It means being your true self regardless of how somebody's going to like it or not. Okay? It's about being present right now with yourself and not really being overly consumed in the repercussions of living in your truth. Because how a person responds to your truth is their business, not yours. So you reinvigorate your relationship with yourself when you allow yourself to be true to you, when you allow yourself to be authentic, and when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to express yourself, to examine yourself. Okay? Number 3, you reinvigorate your relationships by really being valid or validity. Are you of a sound mind and a sound heart? Are you aware of your intentions? See, some of y'all be going into relationships, honey, and you don't even know what your intentions are in that relationship. You're not acting from a sound mind or a sound heart. You're acting from a place of trauma, a place of neediness, abandonment, rejection. In the Sacred Sister Circle, we are creating a space where your feelings, your thoughts are valid. You're free to have them. You are free to have them. And at the same time, we're creating a safe space where we get to tell you, okay, that's your thought, that's your feelings, but it doesn't have to stay that way. What's another perception? What's another belief? What's another thought? What's another feeling that you can create out of that situation? But you have to be willing to be clear and to have an understanding of your why. Why do you do this? How are you thinking? How are you feeling? Are you of a sound mind and a sound heart? Okay? I love it. I cannot wait to talk to y'all about a whole bunch of shit I be having going on. I cannot wait to get y'all support. Do y'all know, like, oh my God, I be having stuff going on in my personal life, right? And I just be like, I need somebody to talk to. Somebody that's not Dream. Love you, babe, but you got that masculine perspective. And I be needing a spiritual woman to talk to. I be needing a woman who understands energy. I be needing a woman who understands spirituality, who understands cause and effect, who understands mental. I be needing a spiritual woman to talk to. How many of y'all be needing to talk to another spiritual woman? Like, you got your friends are cool, but they don't understand spiritual law. They don't understand those things. And so there's levels to this shit, really. There's levels to it. Like, I love my friends, but sometimes they don't give me what I'm looking for because they simply don't have that they're not there mentally and spiritually. Like, they do the best that they can. They do the best that they can. And I love them for what they bring and what they give. But there be other layers, deeper layers to certain stuff that they cannot go to because they're not there spiritually. And that's why the Sacred Sister Circle is so important, because you will have somebody to bounce these things off of who's actually into spirituality, who understands that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, who understands the law of mentalism. The mind is all, the universe is mental, who understands polarity. And if you don't completely understand these things, the powerful thing about the Sacred Sister Circle is that every month we are going to focus on a specific topic that is in alignment with the seasons. Every month. So December, we're going to be focusing on hibernation, really holding on to the things that are most important to us and letting go of the things that don't serve us. And we're going to talk about how to do that. Okay? We're going to talk about how to do that. During the entire winter month, right? December, January, and that's why I said, If you are going to be in the Sacred Sister Circle, you want to get enrolled now, so you have, or November 15th, so that you have access to the month of December, because the Sacred Sister Circle officially starts in January. But December, January, and February, those 3 months of winter, that season, we're focusing on letting go. We're focusing on letting go. We're focusing on releasing. Then when we go into spring, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall, that's really how we kind of move through this thing. When we go into spring, we're going to start springing. We're going to start coming out. We're going to start showing our colors, whatever. I'll talk about all of that later. Anyways, though, the Sacred Sister Circle is creating a space to be able to talk with like-minded spiritual women who get where you're at, who get your path, okay? Who's going to validate you, but at the same time challenge you to take it up a level, vibrationally, mentally, emotionally, whatever. We're taking it up a notch. Lastly, in order to reinvigorate your relationship with yourself, you must venerate yourself. How do you honor you? How do you revere you? The same way you got goddesses and deities on altars, where's your personal altar? How do you honor yourself? How do you venerate yourself? When you venerate yourself, when you love on yourself, when you honor yourself, this shows other people how they need to come to you. How they need to come to you. And y'all already know I'm all about the worship of the woman. Period. And so we're going to get sexy. We're going to dance. We're going to do yoga. We're going to move. We're going to honor ourselves. Because when I honor me, the people who I relate with must honor me as well. And if they don't, for whatever reason, maybe their judgment is clouded. Their judgment is clouded. They're so deep into their trauma, they cannot see clearly. I know people like that. Family members like that. They don't know they're talking to a goddess because their judgment is clouded. And when they don't, you set firm boundaries that you stick by. If you've been a spiritual woman and you haven't been setting boundaries, the Sacred Sister Circle is going to get you in order. Because you are a goddess and you are worthy and deserving of being treated with the utmost love and respect. And if somebody is not doing that, we're going to set a boundary. We're going to stick to it. Why? Because you value yourself. Because you've been vulnerable. You've been open. You've been authentic. You've showed up as your real self. Because your emotions and your feelings are validated. And because you venerate you. You hold yourself up to a high standard. You love you. You take care of you. You honor you. And therefore, the relationships that manifest around you should do the same as well. These are 4 things that are going to reinvigorate your relationship with yourself. And when your relationship with yourself is reinvigorated, your relationship with others does the same. You value yourself because you know that you are a spiritual being. And you know, for nothing physical that you do, you possess power internally. You are vulnerable. You're free to be your authentic self. You are free to let people see your heart because you understand that the judgment, the actions, the criticism of others is a reflection of them and not of you. You don't have to take heed to what people say about you. You're free to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable in relationships. You got to let people see your heart, right? You have a clear mind. You have a clear heart. So your thoughts and your feelings are validated because your intentions are pure. Lastly, you venerate yourself. You worship yourself. You love yourself. You honor yourself. If you don't know how to do that, we're going to work through it. All right. So again, the Sacred Sister Circle, this is a sacred space for spiritual women to renew their spirit, reinvigorate their relationships, and rediscover their purpose through healing, connection, and service. We're going to do healing work. We're going to connect with each other, and we're going to allow each other to be in their purpose. We're going to allow each other to be in their purpose. So if you have a skill, you have a talent, you have something that you love, you are going to have opportunities in the Sacred Sister Circle to share that. I can't wait to see Hathor when she come and see this video. She's going to be like, damn, I missed the video again. But in the Sacred Sister Circle, Hathor is going to be making up some concoctions for y'all. Some body butters and some scrubs and some oils and all of that stuff like that. She bringing it. And if you do not have that, you're going to discover it because other women are going to be your reflections. Aha. So here's what you will gain from joining the Sacred Sister Circle that is going to support you in your relationships. 1, we're going to have weekly live meetings with like-minded spiritual women. 2, you will practice being vulnerable and open by sharing your experiences. 3, you're going to realize that you're not alone. So many other women are sharing the same experience as you right now and in the past. You're going to discover your own strength, your own power through the reflection of other women. 5, you will learn lessons from your sisters. How many of you know you don't have to go through the same shit that I went through, because I'm going to tell you how I got over it, and now you can navigate around your situation to miss that roadblock. You don't have to go through that roadblock. You don't have to go through that anymore, because I done already did it, sis. So learn from my wisdom. You will get to where you have to go faster. Okay? You will develop friendships, sisterhoods grounded in truth, authenticity, and spirit rather than trauma bonds. Some of y'all are only friends with certain people because they remind you of your trauma. We're not doing that no more. We're connecting through authenticity, through truth, and through spirit. Lastly, spiritual women want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And the Sacred Sister Circle is that. It's bigger because there's so many of us coming together, bringing this powerful spiritual energy. But not only that, you're still appreciated for your contribution to the space. Okay. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Understand your own self-value. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Open up your heart and express your truth. Validate yourself. Understand if your intentions are pure, you have a sound mind, you have a sound heart, you can validate yourself. Lastly, venerate yourself. Honor yourself. The same way you honor these gods and goddesses and ancestors and all of that, these are things that you are supposed to be doing for you. When you do those 4 things, your relationships are going to change. They're going to have life. They're going to have love. They're going to be more powerful, more potent. Okay? So y'all be ready to join the Sacred Sister Circle November 15th. It is going down. It is going down on November 15th. And then again, once I get all of y'all enrolled in Teachable, so a lot of our rituals and spiritual practices is going to be in Teachable. We're going to be going live on Zoom once a week, just us, private, not live on YouTube. It's just us. Once you get enrolled, I'm going to open up my schedule. I'm going to open up my calendar for each of you to pick a day to have a 15 to 20-minute consultation, because I just want to talk about what you want, what you are needing for 2022. Because when 2022 hit, when January hit, it's going down, and you don't want to be, the only woman like, damn, like I wish I had a community right now. I wish I had a sacred space for me to be doing this spiritual work. I wish I had an accountability partner that was not my husband, or that was not my man, because he would get on my nerves sometimes. I wish I had a sister to tell who I was going, I'm going through this bullshit and I need support. I need guidance. I need resources. But we're going to deal with all of that later. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. We'll talk soon. If you have any questions, let me know. And then let me know in the comments, once this video is done, let me know in the comments which one of these things is the most difficult for you. Do you find it hard to honor yourself? Do you find it hard to validate yourself? Or do you look externally for validation? Do you find it difficult to be vulnerable? Do you not know where your value lies? Answer that question for me in the comments, and